Hi y'all, welcome back to the channel. Happy to be making another video for y'all. It's a beautiful day here in Central Texas. You know what's beautiful about it? We have clouds. Yeah, it's been so blistering hot here, and a day with a few clouds is a special day right now. I want to show you how this garden shed and solar shed have been finished and out. We're almost done. The garden shed is finished and all moved into inside, and the solar shed is getting very close. I've already moved a couple of batteries in there. I've got 6 more to move in. I'm going to be building cables for them next week. The solar panels are already on the roof, and I want to show you some of the little details that make this building kind of special to me. We've got the window trims around. This is just pressure treated wood, lasts forever, and especially it'll last forever because we put some deck oil around it, and that'll maintain very nicely. We can add another coat anytime without worrying about what's already on there peeling off or anything. I think it's a great way to go on these outbuildings that you want to look a little nicer but not put a ton of effort or money into. I'd like to show you the gutters. No, not there. I can't show you the gutters. They're underground because this roof, and I've done this on a bunch of houses, y'all. This roof has a nice cantilevered roof pitch across here that has no beam or brackets or posts. It's very clean. It's got a nice thin line to the front edge, and it's a shame to cover that with gutter and put downspouts that look like porch columns when we don't even need to have porch columns. So the gutter is a trench drain underneath this gravel. And this is 1-inch angular gravel called Texas Black Star. And the trench drain is an inexpensive 4.5-inch trench drain you can buy at Lowe's. It's not too expensive at all, really. And ties into a 3-inch PVC pipe. It's not a very big roof, so that'll be plenty to handle a big rainstorm, which then dumps out straight into the creek. Wait, creek? Yeah, it's really dry, y'all. We got some water over here, but it's starting to dry up around here. We need to get some rain. Help me, God, please. I'd like to take you inside and show you, but before I go in there, I want to show you a couple of things. I'm going to be building railings here soon. This is just temporary to keep the dogs in. I'm going to put railings and stairs here soon. I've got the Mr. Cool ductless mini split installed. Yes, we are fancy. Air conditioned garden shed. I can hear the comments already, but let me tell you something, y'all. It is hot here. I work outside almost every day. And in the summertime, when I start to get a little overheated, I can come in here and ooh-wee, it is cool. Got me a couple of chairs. And it's a very comfortable environment. I can have my lunch here. Ductless mini splits up on the wall. Let me show you around. I like the way this came out, the way it looks. It's got a nice light feel to it. I think the blue door and the blue bench, this was an old beat up weathered bench that they had that we painted this nice blue color that she picked. And we've got the light white walls that reflect the light around and the light pine boards that give it a kind of a warm feeling without being too dark and heavy. Plenty of storage, lots of shelving. And we bought this big cabinet. This is a big heavy cabinet. You can put a lot of heavy weight into this thing. It's from Uline, but we bought it with the acrylic doors. And we didn't buy it with the acrylic doors because we wanted to see what was inside it. It just helps to not feel so bulky when you can see through the front surface. If those were solid doors, it would be much more imposing, but because you can see through, it helps to feel like you're not you don't have a big sore thumb jumping out in the corner. Works nicely, like the way it came out. If you remember, all these shelves, these walls are all plywood. I've shown in previous videos and when I was building this, these are plywood walls, Radiata pine plywood. This is Radiata pine shelving. Now, the roof, let's talk about the materials for a second and then we'll go back to the shelving. The roof is #2 yellow pine. It's structural. This is the structural roof. There's no joisting or rafters. This spans from the beam to the wall, beam to the wall. And then cantilevers out past that wall and carries the porch roof. All with the strength of this 1.5" tongue and groove yellow pine boards. And we sanded them before we put them up and they look really nice. This is just structural material, y'all, but we sanded it and made it look nice before we put it up. And then once we put it up, we didn't have to do all the sanding overhead. So during this process, I've had a painter working with me a good bit of the time, doing all the finish work and also all the sanding that's required while I did all the construction stuff. And so when I built this with this plywood walls, I didn't want to have to do drywall work and then stick 1x2 cleats to the wall and brackets to support it and all that stuff that you see all the time. I didn't want that messy look. I wanted a nice, clean look in here. And so, if you recall, this is a 3/4 inch plywood sheet. The shelf rests on top of it. The nails go in the back, and then they get covered by the next piece of plywood. And then the next sheet of plywood, the next shelf sits on top of that. And this divider helps break up the spans so the shelving isn't spanning as far. And it's strong. It holds a lot of weight without any brackets. And where I notched out in the shelving for this countertop, for this countertop, it comes in and none of it goes to the floor. It all floats off of the floor. There's nothing going down to the floor here. And use the same process to support the countertop. So you see there's no cleating or anything holding that countertop because I took that piece of plywood and I notched it out. Let's move this out of the way a little bit. I notched it out to go around this countertop. And then this countertop is 18 gauge galvanized. And the 18 gauge galvanized comes out and up and back. This is 29 inches deep. I like an extra deep countertop. And then it turns up 11 inches to the level of the bottom of the window. And I got this countertop bent up out of sheet metal with the hole cut. I cut the hole for the sink in it, so it was just a piece of galvanized sheet metal bent up. And even with today's inflated prices, I got that done for $350. That's not bad for something that is almost as nice as a stainless steel countertop. If this was stainless steel, I would have had them go ahead and weld in the stainless sink and it would have been $1,000. So I like the way this came out. And then to support the middle piece, because this is more than 8 feet, so there's a joint in the plywood under here. And to support it, I use these galvanized, 3/4 inch galvanized pipes with 3/4 inch galvanized pipe flanges that are screwed to the floor and screwed to the bottom of the countertop. The other cabinet that we bought and assembled was this nice cabinet with stainless steel fronts, and it rolls around and she can put all of her small tools and odds and ends and stuff for doing irrigation. She can use all these shelves for that stuff. We've got places to hang our tools and our gardening implements, and for lighting, because part of the year it gets dark real early. And so we've got ambiance lighting. Oh, this one's cool, y'all. I really like this. Looks like a spider. She found this at The orange big box store. Yep, the Home Depot. And I really like it. And we even put it on a dimmer just to make it really nice in the evenings when it's nice and dark, when it's nice and dark outside, and we can come in and sit and have a tea. But when we're really going to work, we'll put this bright one on and it'll flood the whole area with light. And that'll be just great. So, that's how this has worked out. I think that's all I wanted to show you. I've got some videos coming up. I'm going to be leaving, going on an adventure. Once a year I go to a building science symposium, and where the brightest minds in the world get together and talk about building science. And I've been doing that for 22 years now. And it got disrupted by COVID, so this will be the first year that I've gone back in a couple of years. I can't wait. I'll be gone for a week, and I'm going to try to get, I've got another video to put out for y'all. I've got a battery testing video. I'm testing another supplier of batteries, and I'm going to try to get that video put out before I go. And then I'll probably have some things to talk to you about when I get back. I usually can't stop talking about it when I get back from that trip. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, y'all. Just hit that button. It won't hurt. Just hit it. Just hit that button. Hit it. Yeah, that's that. Now see, didn't that feel good? Thank you very much. I'll put out another one for you as soon as I can. Thank you for your support, y'all. Bye-bye.